everyone, how are you? I hope you're keeping happy and safe inside your home. This week we've been talking so much about Nobod and how he found his bottom at the beach. I found this story, Sam Who Went to Sea, because at the beach we're able to see the sea very clearly. So let's see what happens to Sam in this story. Are you nice and comfy? Okay, let's begin. Can you see the pictures okay? Sam was a river rat who dreamed of the sea. At night he heard the wind in the cottonwoods and thought of the waves breaking on a faraway shore. By day he hummed sea shanties as he tended to his garden or mended a fence. "Better get hammering," said old Mr. Barleybean as he passed one morning. "Fence looks a little crickety." Sam smiled and nodded and whacked a nail or two. Soon he was listening again to the river whispering his name. "Mind those dandelions," Mrs. Seed Nibbler warned. "They're running wild." Sam tugged at a handful of weeds, then turned again to stare down the river, imagining the sea at the river's end. Not long after, Sam saw an ad at the Riverside Gazette. Sam scrimped and pinched and saved and sent away for the plans. At last the package came. "Build your own boat. Your boat will float or your money back." Early next morning, Sam was hammering away in his garden. His neighbours gathered to watch and whisper. "Funny looking shed," said Mr. Barleybean. "It's not a shed," Sam mumbled through a mouthful of wooden pegs. "It's an ocean-going to sailing boat." "Sam," said Miss Seed Nibbler, "this is a little river, a rowing boat and a canoe river." Sam spat the pegs out into his paw. "All rivers lead to the sea," he said. "I only have to follow this one to its end and I'll find my heart's desire." "Why do you want to go to the sea?" demanded old Barleybean. "It's in my blood," Sam said. "My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great grandmother sailed on the Mayflower." "Spring fever more likely," said Mrs. Nibbler. "It will pass." As the days went by, Sam's boat began to take shape. He trimmed the keel, fitted the ribs, pegged on the planks, and laid the deck. One afternoon, old Mr. Barleybean stopped at Sam's gate. "Must be better things to do with your time," he told Sam. "Wash your windows, trim your hedges, nail your house down so it won't blow away." "I want to hear the wind filling my sails," Sam said, pounding in another peg. Mrs. Seed Nibbler paused on her way to the shop. "A rat was never meant to go to sea," she said. "Rats should have their paws planted firmly on the ground." "I want to feel the waves rolling under my paws," Sam told her as he hit this in between the planks. Spring became summer, and still Sam worked on. By autumn he was stitching canvas for sails. His neighbour started to worry in earnest. "Don't do it, Sam," said Mr. Barleybean. "You'll be attacked by the wild seaweed." "You'll be swallowed by a shark," said Mrs. Seed Nibbler. "The sea is calling me," Sam said. "It sings to me in my dreams." Winter came and Sam could be seen through the falling snow, sanding the mast of his boat. His whiskers covered with sawdust and snowflakes, and by spring the boat was ready. Sam named it the Rat's Paw and loaded it with supplies. What supplies do you think he needed to put on his boat so that he could sail to the sea? Stop the video and have a think. His neighbours came to see him off, and Mrs. Seed Nibbler gave him a muffler that she had knitted. Old Mr. Barleybean gave him some spare nails. "That mast looks a bit wobbly," he said. Sam thanked him and hugged him and said goodbye. "That's the last we'll see of Sam," they told each other, although in their hearts they hope it wasn't true. Sam sailed on down the river and into the sea of his heart's desires. The waves sang under him and the storms battered him. The winds pounded his boat. Whales sprouted, dolphins leaped, and the salt spray matted his fur. At night he munched on sea biscuits and cheese and watched the moon tilt his sails. Days ran into weeks and weeks ran into months, and Sam did not return. Weeds hid the windows of his house. His chimney leaned. The neighbours gave up watching the river for the sight of the mast flying its bright, brave flag. "Poor Sam," said Mrs. Seed Nibbler, "tangled up in seaweed." "Poor Sam," said Mr. Barleybean, "swallowed by a shark." One day a passing seagull dropped a note near Sam's house. "Dear friends," Sam's neighbours read, "please do not worry. I am happy. Love, Sam." Far away, out over the water, Sam smiled. He turned the rat's paw seaward and sailed on and on over the green waves. The end. That was a fantastic story. I really love how Sam didn't listen to anyone else and instead he followed his dreams and he got his heart's desire. I have a challenge for you who have listened to this story. Do you think you could build your own boat in your living room or in your bedroom? Maybe you might actually want to build your boat outside like Sam did. Think of the materials you use for your boat. We've been talking a lot this week about floating and sinking. Will your boat float if it was on the water? I can't wait to see your boats on Tapestry and I hope you're all keeping happy and safe at home. Take care and I hope to see you soon.